We believe that AI will not replace clinicians, but also believe that those who don't use AI will be replaced. Hi, I'm Avi, the co-founder of Greenlake Medical, and we're building the world's best AI diagnostics engine. And I know that's a tall ask, but building such an engine has got everything to do with having access to the right datasets to diagnose patients and treat patients. And currently in the medical world, it's quite difficult to obtain such a dataset for privacy reasons, but also because a lot of medical records are in the form of unstructured text. But we found something interesting. Hospitals around the world employ a group of humans to read every single medical record of every single patient in the hospital to determine their diagnoses and treatments. Now, these people do it so that hospitals can actually make claims against health funds and get paid for the work they do. Now, it turns out this process is quite manual and therefore error prone, with misdiagnoses and treatments leading to hospitals literally losing billions of dollars annually. We've built a product to automate this process. Firstly, to make them faster, but more importantly, to increase the hospital's annual revenue. We've obtained regulatory approval for this product, which is valid in 18 countries, and just within 4 months of launch, we have landed our first enterprise customer. We've got a killer team of machine learning experts with deep family connections into this space. Our product today already helps hospitals obtain a great ROI by increasing their annual revenue. But in the background, we're building the world's best AI database to help clinicians diagnose patients better and ultimately save lives. If you would like to be involved, we're raising a seed round and you can connect with me here. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, Avi. First, let me say what a pleasure it's been working with you and Sri over the last 3 months. But let's touch on something that the squad already knows. What makes your team so special?
Thanks a lot, Chris. Pleasures on both sides. We love working with all of you at Startmate. In terms of a team, I think we've got an amazing team exactly right for this problem. So my co-founder, Sri, he's based in Germany, declined a job at AWS to lead a machine learning team to start founding his own company. Did an amazing job there and now joined us on Greenlake. And me, before starting out on Greenlake Medical itself, I was working at Cisco, building new products for Cisco in the intersection of AI and security. So we've both got great machine learning skills. And best of all, my mother-in-law, who is a clinical coder, has been for over 20 years at Auckland. And she lives with me now through the pandemic, has been sort of giving us daily feedback on the product and been working with us regularly to build it. So we've got an amazing team for this problem itself.
Awesome. I think the biggest question on everybody's mind will be around what the time that it takes to sell to hospitals. Can you tell us a little bit about how you're bringing that sales cycle down?
Absolutely. I mean, look, it's clear that hospital sales take a long time, right? Everybody knows it. But I think there's a couple of things that sort of make us uniquely different. Firstly, we're not in the clinical treatment pathway, which means that the regulatory process itself is quite different, right? And we've done all the hard work to actually get the regulatory approval already. And one of only a handful of companies that have this regulatory approval. So that's already great for us. And the second thing is clinical coding software. It's not optional. Every hospital has to buy it. So we don't have to convince them to buy something new. They already have to buy it. We just have to prove that we're better than competition in the space. And clinical coding, the whole sector has sort of had a monopoly over the last several years. And we know this about monopolies, right? They don't change. They don't need to change. So we've probably the first meaningful innovation in this space over the last decade and a half. We bring in automation and AI into the clinical coding space and desperately need it. So uniquely different and have a compelling proposition for customers. So we don't think we'll face the same, say, long sales cycle problems that other companies might face.
So the trickier question, how is that going? How is your traction?
Yeah, good question, right? So, I mean, so in terms of regulatory approval, we've got our approval in May this year. So just over the last 4 months, we've managed to already land our first enterprise customer, a top 3 insurance firm in New Zealand. And at the same time, I think in terms of the hospital sector itself, right? I mean, of course, over the last 4 months, it's almost been hibernation because of COVID, with anything to do with anything else other than COVID. But this is really where Startmate has helped us immensely to understand our sales process, build a structured process around it. So have a good cold outreach, good warm outreach campaign, which has really helped us build a good network of leads already.